I want to be really clear here, okay? And maybe somebody on the stream, like I speak, there's nothing racist about what we are doing, okay? We're looking at human body features, which are all cool. And remember, I don't rank them good to bad. There's not a single body feature. If you put me in this lineup, the 7 of us, there's not a single bodily feature from skin to hair to whatever, except maybe, splotches on my face. But that's because I'm old. There's not a single feature that's better or worse to have. Nothing at all. They're just differences. And the more you see them as just differences, the more we can just move forward and have the kinds of conversations and relationships that we want to have. Who has the most white friends?
But you don't look back.
All right, Emily, here you go. Now, you ready? We got almost so this is, I want to introduce you to Team Black here, all right? Team African Ancestry. You're sitting in a restaurant, and they're all sitting at another table, and they're all eating together and having a conversation, okay? Make a generalization about them. No, hang on. We all make generalizations, right? I want to say something here that's really important. I make generalizations all the time. I'm really good at it, right? I can look at so many people, your clothes, the way you stand, the way you walk, I'm really good. I travel all over the world. I talk to people endlessly. I'm really good at it. The problem is when you take those generalizations and you make negative assessments or positive assessments about people, then that's a problem, man. But making assessments is sociology. We can't be a good sociologist if you're not generalizing. Okay, so what's the first thing that comes to mind?
They're all sitting at a table at a restaurant.
Yeah, and you see them all, and where do you think? Where are they from?
They could be from anywhere, but people will make the stereotype of, they may be from African descent.
Yeah, well, where do you, by the way, hang on. You can't say anything racist right now. Okay, so don't.
I don't want to.
No, I know you don't want to. No, not that. You're not, it's not possible for you to say anything racist. You don't have to worry. There's nothing that you would say that would be racist, okay? Not at all. You can, it's just not. So so they're black. What else? Look at them. Look at their faces. So look at him, right? Okay, take a look at this guy. Keep going. Take a look at them. Okay, so hang on. Keep going. Take a look at her. Zoom in on Juliana, right? Look at her hair, right? See her hair? That's important here, right? Okay. And Brooke's hair too. Did you see his hair? Right? Are you looking at that? These are all the typical. Bro, can you take your hat off real fast, Dima? Nah, his hair's really short anyway, so it's not going to matter. Take a look at Caitlin. Okay? Got it? Got Denzel? All right. Are you check him out? Check him out, right? That's your job. No, not in that way, but you know what I mean. Okay. Okay. So what do they have in common?
They all have their different styles, different hair textures, different way they present themselves.
Where are you thinking they're from? There's six very different people here. Okay, where do you think they're from? Who has something in common and what do they have in common? Look carefully. Here, you can come over here. Wait, are you guys okay? Are we good? If she comes and really looks at you closely, are you good? Bro, are we all right? But by the way, we're going to do this with white people too, right? Yeah, so don't think that we're going to do this with white people and other groups as well. So no, just look. I want you to, dudes, y'all, really look at people, right? Really look at people. This is so cool. So look at the difference between Jackson's face and Brooke's face. What do you see?
Different facial structures.
Yeah, okay. Who has more in common? Do these two have more in common? Wait, what's your name again? Juliana. Do Juliana and Jackson have more in common, or Jackson and Brooke?
Juliana and Jackson.
Why? What do you see?
Closer skin tone. Similar
Okay, go ahead. Beyond
facial
skin tone.
structure.
What else?
Similar facial structure.
Okay, facial structure. What do you see?
Noses are similar shapes. Similar shape in lips.
Got you.
Eye color.
Okay, all right. And, dude, okay, let me ask you this. Who's most Americanized? How about this? Who has the most white friends? If you watch our videos in Social 118, you know that I'm trying not to impose my own belief system onto students. That what we're trying to do in this classroom, in this space right here, is to give students opportunities to think on their own terms and to understand the ways in which ideas and thoughts that come at them are often slanted in one direction or another. Our sponsor this semester, our very first sponsor, is Ground News. It's the perfect sponsor for this class, and I'm really happy to endorse them, and I'm happy to get behind them. If you subscribe for Ground News using the code in the description, the link in the description, you get 40% off the Vantage plan. That's the plan that we use in here. And I can't say enough how important this is and how valuable it is to have a better understanding of the ways in which news is coming at you and the ideological perspectives that people are taking who are sharing the news. So sign up for Ground News. It's awesome. I hope all of my students sign up for Ground News, actually. I want to be really clear here, okay? And maybe somebody on the stream, there's nothing racist about what we are doing, okay? We're looking at human body features, which are all cool. And remember, I don't rank them good to bad. There's not a single body feature. If you put me in this lineup, the 7 of us, there's not a single bodily feature from skin to hair to whatever, except maybe, splotches on my face. But that's because I'm old. There's not a single feature that's better or worse to have. Nothing at all. They're just differences. And the more you see them as just differences, the more we can just move forward and have the kinds of conversations and relationships that we want to have. Who has the most white friends?
Based off style, probably Caitlin.
Caitlin. All right, what's her style? What do you see besides the Uggs there? That's like a white sorority women shoe, right? Are you in a white sorority, by the way? Okay, whatever. Dude. What is it? What do you see? Just style.
Stereotypes.
No, it's not stereotypes. So go ahead. No, it's an observation. Dude, after class on the first day, these sorority groups in Thon came and they did a thing right after class, and they were doing a recruitment thing, or maybe it was the Monday night before class started. I'm telling you, man, there were 150 white women in here. I swear to God, I'm telling you, if my own sister was that age and she was in that group of 150 white people, I would not have been able to pick her out. They were all the same. I'm like, and for me, that was that's cool. Sociologically, they all wore the same outfit and no one told them to. That's so cool. You know what I mean? Oh my God. Okay, so here's my next question. Who has the most white friends? Who has the least? Who's most connected to their culture?
I remember her name. I don't know how to pronounce it.
Okay. So who's she most like?
Who is she most like?
Yep.
Brooke.
Oh, wait, Brooke? Brooke. Why? Oh, dude, hang on. I'm going to give you a high five right here. Well, that's good. I'm impressed. So say something about yourself. Who are you? Because I asked you before class, are you really connected to black culture? And what'd you say?
I said, yeah.
How so?
I'm just black for real. That's about it.
For real, for real. There you are. All right. How about, like, do you identify as African American?
No.
Yeah? How do you identify?
Black.
As black? All right. Okay. And why black and why not African American?
As of I know, like none of my family was born in Africa or immigrated, so I don't want to claim that like all my family was born in the U.S. and things of that nature.
Okay. All right. So he's one of every single black person in America has different reasons for saying one thing or another, just like every single white person, right? All right. Okay. Brooke, do you know where he's from? Do you know where his ancestors are from? Do you ever go to Washington, D.C.? Do you ever notice black people in Washington, D.C.? Do you ever go to Dulles Airport?
Once.
All right, okay. Next time you go to Washington, D.C., notice a very large segment of the black population in Washington, D.C. Where's your ancestry from?
Ethiopia.
Yeah. Do you see that? Do you see his eyes? Dude, can you zero in here? See his eye? Like, these are Ethiopian eyes. Like, dude, by the way, I make some killer injera, man.
My parents are Dominican, from the Dominican Republic, and then they immigrated to New York City.
So she's Hispanic. So what's that tell you? What's that tell you about the connection between these two people here? They are the most connected. Well, and also, Caitlin. Yeah. What's their connection? What do these three people have in common?
Are they all Caribbean?
No. But what do Caribbeans? But she is, right? And these, she is, and they're not. Oh, wait, you're not, right? You're not Afro-Caribbean?
No.
Where are your grandparents from? Okay. She is, but they're not. But what do they have in common? They trace their ancestors to slavery in the West, okay? Most slaves who were brought to the Americas did not come to the United States. A very small number of slaves. The vast majority of slaves went to the Caribbean, right, and South America and Central America. So the three of them trace their ancestors to West Central Africa, okay? Ethiopia is in East Central Africa. That's why they look so different, right? But West Central Africa, that's their ancestors. So when you see like people who are African American, who identify as African American or Afro-Caribbean, they have very similar genetic markers, right? If we were to compare the three of you, you know what I mean? Like if we do a DNA test, you're going to come up the same. You're going to come up different. And wait, hang on. Can you explain to her what makes the two of you similar?
Us two?
Yeah.
Again, I wasn't born in Africa, but my parents are both West African immigrators. They both came to America, Liberian.
From Liberia.
Yeah. And I guess Sierra Leone actually is like right above Liberia, like on the continent. And so we're both West African. I think, were you born in Sierra Leone? Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're both.
So she's an international student. He's not, but they share the same DNA, basically, right?
Yeah. Ish.
Yeah. I mean, we can identify different tribes, different groups, right? But listen, Caitlin, Juliana, and Jackson, they're here in the U.S. And I will guarantee if we do a DNA ancestry testing, you maybe not. Wait, who came from the DR?
Both of my parents.
Both your parents did? They're much more likely to have European ancestry, the three of them, because of time spent in the Americas, right? Because your ancestors are here. So they have a lot of time for you to mix blood, just like me. But whereas he doesn't, he has no, dude, if you do a DNA test, you have no white blood. Yeah. You can't tell that, but I know that. And they have no white blood at all. But if you look, what's that? You have a white cousin?
Yeah. Like biologically.
Yeah? Wait, from Africa?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah? Oh, from whose side?
My mom.
Oh, your mom's side? Wait, how'd they get a white cousin?
I don't know.
Yeah, you gotta find that out.
Like, we're all confused.
You're all confused? Okay, but wait, you have white people in your family?
I don't, but
No.
like because of how Liberia was like formed.
Yeah, Liberia is a little bit different.
Yeah, like I used to say that I I used to be like, I have no white blood in me. And then I was like, wait, I could because freed slaves.
Because all the freed slaves went to Liberia, and
Yeah.
so they brought white blood with them.
Possibly,
right?
yeah.
Markers. Okay, but if not, okay.
If not, I'm clean.
Yeah, no, you're not. Okay, so it's kind of interesting. So if I look at Caitlin, by the way, and I look at the different, it's not about skin tone. It's not that at all. It's about so many different things. You know what I mean? So you see that. You see how we're looking? See how we're doing that? I asked for someone who was most connected to white culture, like, grew up in white culture, right? She raised her hand. So you nailed that. It was the Uggs, right? You know what I mean? What makes you connected to white culture? Like what?
So I've like grown up in white schools like my whole life. Like I am connected to my black culture, but I have grown up around of white.
Wait, hold the mic really close.
A lot of my friends are white, I would say, but I do have like a good mix. I would say like 50-50.
But you're comfortable in white culture.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah. Is that a problem, like, for you? Here you are, okay, you're with these other 5 black students from the class. When you say, yeah, I grew up around a lot of white people, like half my friends are white, it's like, do you feel some kind of way about that, or are you like, no, it's okay?
No, because I also like grew up in like a group called like Jack and Jill and like stuff like that, where that like helped.
Oh,
like, yeah.
Dog.
So like I would say no.
Can you say what Jack and Jill is?
It's just like, I guess like an affluent moms group for black and like mixed children.
It's for the bourgeoisie, the petty bourgeoisie. Right? Oh, wait, am I allowed to say that? That's a Marxist term. Am I going to get turned into the authorities if I use a term from Karl Marx? Are you more connected to your black side or your Hispanic side?
I mean, more Hispanic because both of my parents like grew up in DR and. So,
¿Habla español?
sí,
¿Fluido?
sí.
Ah, okay. So when you think about who you are as an Afro-Caribbean woman, okay, do you feel, what's that mean? Like, what's that mean?
I mean, I never really considered it a bad thing because my family, especially, they love praising like dark skin and stuff. And like, even though I grew up like with my Hispanic side, my school was predominantly like black and Hispanic. So like my friends are black and Hispanic. So like, I get both, the best of both worlds.
And the messages you got from your family. If Denzel came home, if you brought Denzel home, it's like, okay, cool. Got it?
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. He
No.
doesn't have to be light-skinned or anything.
No.
It's all good. Yeah. What'd you learn today, by the way?
Pretty much just there's a lot more countries represented here at Penn State.
So many represented. What's your religion? Are you Christian?
My mom is Muslim, my dad's Christian.
Okay. Yeah. Denzel?
Raised Christian, atheist.
Atheist. Man, someone take care of this guy here. You know what I mean? I'm an atheist too, by the way. All right.
I'm Baptist Christian.
Oh, I was going to say you got to be Baptist, right? Okay. How'd I know? Why would I have said that? Dude, that's high level generalization right there, that I would look at her and be like, dude, she's totally evangelical Baptist. Are you Catholic? I guess. Are you really Catholic? I mean, like, do you go to Mass and stuff?
Yeah. I mean, not here, but like.
Because here you're just partying all week long.
No.
Well, I mean, you need to like kind of absolve yourself of your sins, so you should go while you're up here too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's too cold.
I mean, because you're a Penn State student, so you must just, because people think you're partying all the time. All right, well, hang on a second. It's too cold to get out of bed for Jesus?
I can praise him from my dorm.
Yeah, that's true. You can do that. All right. Oh, my God. Right. Bro, what?
I'm Orthodox.
The oldest Christian church in the world, by the way, is in the Christians. The oldest, what we've identified as Christian church, a place where Christians came to worship, are in his country. Okay? So that's pretty wild. It's in Africa. So Just want to say. And how about you, man?
Raised Baptist Christian.
And now?
Christian.
Just general Christian? You don't want to like jump in anywhere?
I'll say more so Baptist just because that's how my church was.
Yeah. All right. Do you go to church?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, cool. All right. Just check in. International students from Africa. What were you taught or told about African Americans before coming here? Oh, man. Here we go.
I wasn't really like told a lot. I'm Mende, and so like whenever you learn about like African American like slave trade, a lot of the times they mention that the Mendes are the ones who give like their people away to like the Europeans to come here. When I came here and we watched movies about it, I like often found like, because they would be in Mende so I could understand, and we always went into conversations about that, but I was never really taught about it before.
How about you? Like, what do your parents say about African Americans? First off, do they demand that you call yourself African or Liberian, or
no? I identified for myself how I want to be associated, but like my aunties would like make remarks about like some of their boyfriends who like he's a typical like black American, does like that yada yada yada. I'm like, and I would take note of that sometimes when I heard it, because sometimes there are differences in like how African people who are like African descent, like immigrant descendants, like immediately versus like people who are like born in America who are black. Just like some cultural differences, like what you eat, like who you hang around sometimes, like what music you listen to, like is a big one. And so I would like pick up on like that there are certain differences within blackness and like within, and yeah.
So if your sister brought Jackson home as a boyfriend, what are the kinds of things that you feel like he would not understand about your family and your culture?
Like the food we make, and like
like fufu, like what?
Yeah, fufu. Like literally eating with your hands, like for fufu, or like the
eating with your hands.
Yeah, certain things.
Do you eat with your hands?
Yeah.
Do you? All right. Do you know what fufu is?
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
That's a lot more popular, actually. Yeah.
Okay. So just cultural things.
Yeah.
Trip asks, what's the difference between African American, Black, and Black American? Bro, you're going to answer that. All right.
I would just say for me at least, because I never identify as African American just because like my family, like I said, most of them were born in Cali or Arizona. And so for me, I never was connected to the African side of my culture. And so because of that, I never claimed African or African American because I'm not directly from there. For example, I have some friends who are Nigerian, so then they claim themselves African American because their parents, their grandparents migrated here. And they're like really connected with that culture. But for me and my family, like
you're not.
Yeah, none of us are like have that part of
you. So all you've done is trace. You just know that you have ancestors from the southeastern part of the U.S., like what, South Carolina, Virginia, where's your most distant ancestor from? Where are they from? The most distant ones.
Say Arizona.
Wait, so when did people migrate to Arizona, though?
I have no idea.
Huh. Yeah. By the way, you know that when we look at DNA with Black Americans, and so the people with the highest percentage of DNA admixture that's from sub-Saharan Africa, like virtually 100%, are people, the Gullah people off the coast of South Carolina. And then what we see is as Black Americans migrated west, and then we have sampled people like in Washington and Oregon and California. By the time they get there, the average white DNA in the average white person who migrated there, whose family migrated there, the average white percentage of whiteness in them is 30%. So, because this is what happens, people start mixing over time. So that's why I asked. So that means like, Arizona, like, depending when they got there, you know what I mean?